Does the thought of trying to get publicity for your business to seem like something that you can't do yourself, and would have to hire a professional for? Do you think that writing a press release is totally outside your ability to do? Do the thought of talking to the media about your business make your mouth go dry and your stomach clench? If so, take heart, because you're about to learn how you can take care of your own publicity, simply and easily. Getting publicity for your business can seem like an impossible task, something that only happens for big companies that can afford to hire publicists. The reality is, getting free publicity for your business isn't that difficult. Welcome to Media Training 101, The Secrets of Writing a Good Press Release. By the time you finish reading this article, you'll not only understand the basics, you'll know what goes into the process, and what you have to do to get started writing your own press release. First of all, let's go over some basic terminology you need to be familiar with. Press release. A statement with useful and relevant information that is written for distribution to the media. Hook. The information or larger story that you can use to attach your press release. Using the right hook in the right way can help you to get more publicity for your business. Spin. Telling your story your way. The good news about learning to write a press release is that there is an established format that you need to follow. And once you've learned the basics, writing a press release is a kind of cookie-cutter process. Here are some basic ideas to keep in mind. Make your news newsworthy. A press release is not a sales advertisement. A good press release answers all of the W questions: who, what, where, when, and why, and sometimes how. Your purpose in writing it is twofold: to provide the media with useful and relevant information about your organization, product, service, or event, and to get your name out to your target market. Begin with a strong headline. Your headline and first paragraph need to grab the reader's attention. Without being flowery or overly dramatic, you have only the first few seconds to grab your reader's attention and get them to read your story, and decide if it's worth running. So don't blow it by being vague or weak. The rest of your press release can give them the nitty-gritty details. Tailor your story to your primary audience, the media. Your secondary audience is your target market, but if the media doesn't decide that your story is newsworthy and runs it, your potential customers will never know about it. Pay attention to your writing. Sometimes, especially in rural areas and online, the media will run your press release in their publications with little or no modification, so make sure you've used your spelling and grammar check before sending it, and keep to the facts. Most of the time, journalists will use your press release as a stepping-off place for a larger feature story, especially if you can show larger relevance to other current events. Always develop your story as you want to have it told. Put your spin on it. Even if your story is not reprinted verbatim, always remember what your purpose is in writing it: to provide exposure for you, and to help brand you as an expert in your field. Not everything is news. Just because you are excited that you made your first big sale, or started a new product line, or wrote your first article, doesn't necessarily mean that the press is going to think you have a newsworthy story. From the time you start your first draft, keep your audience in mind. Who will find your story interesting? Why are they going to find it interesting? How is it relevant to something else that's going on right now? Identify a problem, and show how you're solving it. Use real-life examples about how your company or organization solved or is solving a problem. Give examples of how your service or product fulfills needs or satisfies desires. What benefits can be expected? Use real-life examples to powerfully communicate the benefits of using your product or service. Stick to the facts. Always tell the truth. Avoid fluff, embellishments, and exaggerations. It is part of a journalist's job to be skeptical. If you want to use publicity effectively, then you're not looking for a one-night stand. You want to gain the trust of the media, establish your credibility, and build an ongoing relationship with your local media so that you become a resource for them within your industry. Find your hook. Try to make your press release timely. Keep informed about what's going on in your community, in your state, region, the country, or the world. Is there a local, regional, or national news story that somehow ties into your industry or your business? If you can hook your press release to current events or social issues, you increase your chances of having it picked up. If not, then make sure your story is relevant to the needs, wants, or problems of your community or target audience. Use an active, not passive, voice. Use strong verbs that will bring your press release to life. If there is controversy, describe it. There is an old adage in the news business: if it cries it flies, and if it bleeds, it leads. Not very nice, but it's often true, so, while you may not be crying or bleeding, make what you're writing about stand out. Use active verbs. Write partnered rather than entered into a partnership, or engaged rather than interested, etc. Writing in this manner will help guarantee that your press release will be read. Use only enough words to tell your story. Avoid using unnecessary adjectives, flowery language, or redundant expressions such as added bonus or first time ever. Paint a strong, vivid picture in the minds of your audience by making each word count. Use jargon sparingly. There are times that some jargon is required if your goal is to optimize your news release for online search engines, but whenever possible, speak plainly, using everyday language. Avoid words like capacity planning techniques and extrapolate. Get permission. Most people and companies are very protective of their reputations. Be sure that you have written permission before including information or quotes from employees or affiliates of other companies or organizations. If there is a hint of a dispute in this area, chances are your press release will be tossed aside, and never used. And you will lose your credibility. If you follow those simple rules, you'll be able to put together a newsworthy story that will help you achieve your goals of getting the word out about your business. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this.